Hello, and welcome to another Crack-a-Pack. Today, let's open 3 packs from Secrets of Strixhaven together, and make a small series of draft picks. So let's grab our packs. Alright. In case you are not familiar with how I do these Crack-a-Pack videos, the way it works is we're basically visualizing 3 drafters who are all sitting in a row, and the goal is for our first drafter here to make their first 3 picks of the entire draft. So they'll do that by opening their first pack and making a pack 1 pick 1. They'll get past the next pack for their pack 1 pick 2, and then past the last pack here for their pack 1 pick 3. So I really enjoy doing this format because we get to open more packs together and get to see quite a few more cards. We also get to discuss the very early stages of deck building. But yeah, I'll explain a bit more about how it works as we go through the process together. But I think we're good to go ahead and get started and open our first pack. And for this pack, we'll just be making a singular pack 1 pick 1. So our options for this pack are Hungry Garafalon, Last Gasp, Interjection, Banishing Betrayal, Ancestral Anger, Fractal Mascot, Simone's Experiment, Kirill, History Buff, Micah, Reader of Ruins, Forum Necroscribe, our rare is Conciliator's Duelist, we've got Helping Hand from the Mystical Archive, a Foil Wander Off, Spectacle Summit, a Treasure Token, and an Elemental Token. Alright. So for the pack 1 pick 1, potential options that are standing out to me. Last Gasp is straight up good removal. Kirill, I think, is a really good card for Lorehold. He can easily become prepared. And Pack-a-Punch, I think, is a very good spell. And then we've also got our rare to think about. It's a 4-mana 4/3 that draws a card and pings our opponent. The mana cost is a little tough, but I think it has a very powerful repartee ability, which allows us to flicker a creature. The obvious target, I think, being itself. So, for example, if we paired it with Last Gasp, it would be 2 mana to give a creature -3/-3, draw a card, and ping our opponent. So that seems really good. We could also effectively use this to re-prepare creatures that enter prepared, save a creature from removal or combat damage, all kinds of stuff. So I'm pretty on board with this, even though I think our other options are really good as well. But for me, I'll go with the Conciliator's Duelist as the pack 1 pick 1, and we can move on to our next pack. Alright, so for this pack, the goal is to make a pack 1 pick 2 to follow up the card we just picked. But before we can do that, we need to remove a card from the pack. So we're first going to make a totally separate pack 1 pick 1 before passing for the pack 1 pick 2. So our options for this pack are Barrage Barrage, Cheerful Osteomancer, Ajani's Response, Essence Scatterer, Unsubtle Mockery, Pest Mascot, Wilt in the Heat, Lewin, Exchange Student, Matter-Bending Mage, Abigail, Poet Laureate, the rare, his Sundown Pass, we've got Repel Calamity from the Mystical Archive, a foil Molten Note, a Spectacle Summit, and a Punch-Out card. Wow, this pack is stacked. I don't even know where to begin with this. I suppose I'll start by removing cards that I don't want, though there are very few. I think that's about it. But maybe we can organize this a bit better. We know we have some signpost creatures. Some control cards. And then pretty much everything else is removal, though we kind of have varying levels of removal. Some is more conditional, some is scalable. We've got different variations of similar things. I don't know. We have to think about passing all of this as well, which is really scary. But for the pack one, pick one, I think I might just snap off Molten Note as a spell that is both scalable and repeatable. But I believe almost any of these are justifiable. And then for the pack one, pick two to go with Conciliator's Duelist. I think we've got some really good options. I think I would be looking at these three. Having a first pick kind of helps narrow down what we're looking at. And I mean, I would want all of these in my deck. But looking at these three, I think we can eliminate Ajani's response. It is a common, so we might see another one. And then choosing between these two is pretty tough. On one hand, we've got some pretty premium removal that can also trigger a repartee. But Abigail has some pretty great synergy with the Duelist. All you need to do to prepare her is play a creature, and then you've got a repartee trigger right there. But I think Repel Calamity is probably better in a vacuum. And even though they are both uncommon, Repel Calamity being from the Mystical Archive, I think makes it way less likely that we might potentially see another one somewhere down the line. So I would go with Repel Calamity here, but of course I want to know what you think. And we can move on to our final pack. So once again, our goal for this pack is to make a pack 1 pick 3 to go with the Duelist and Repel Calamity. But in order to do that, we need to remove 2 cards from the pack. So we'll start by making a totally separate pack 1 pick 1. We'll pass for the pack 1 pick 2 to go with Molten Note, and pass once again for the pack 1 pick 3. Let's see what we got. So starting out with Oracle's Restoration, Masterful Flourish, Howlin' Historian, Banishing Betrayal, Heated Argument, Fractal Mascot, Lorehold Charm, Leech Collector, Stress Dream, the rare, his Petrified Hamlet, Suspend Aggression is our second rare. We've got Stargaze from the Mystical Archive, a foil Last Gasp, Fields of Strife, a Spirit token, and an Inkling token. Alright. So for this pack's pack 1, pick 1. I'm certainly not interested in Petrified Hamlet, but potentially interested in Suspend Aggression. I find it can be pretty versatile as an offensive or defensive card. It's effective against opponents who rely on treasure for things like Converge or paying a high mana cost. It can reset one of your creatures, plus it effectively replaces itself by drawing you a card. So, might be something to think about. And then, of course, I want to look at the removal. I think these three are pretty good. Stress Dream, I think, is going to be my favorite here, since it comes with some card selection on top of it. So, I guess I'm looking at these two here. And on a blank slate as the pack 1, pick 1. Maybe I would try for Suspend Aggression here since there's opportunity to try and build around it a bit. I really like Stress Dream and I think it is perfectly valid, but maybe Suspend Aggression would be interesting to explore as a starting point for a deck. So I guess I would go with that as the pack 1, pick 1. And then for the pack 1, pick 2 to go with Molten Note. I would probably be looking at a lot of the same cards here. Plus the Owlin Historian maybe. But of these four, I think Stress Dream and Heated Argument are probably the most compelling. And I think I'll go with Stress Dream here. And then finally, for the pack 1, pick 3 to go with Conciliator's Duelist. I don't really think Owlin Historian is a great fit here, but Last Gasp and Stargaze could be interesting. And for me, I would probably just go with Last Gasp here. You know, seems good for another repartee trigger. And that'll do it. So here are the very beginnings of 3 different draft decks from Secrets of Strixhaven. I would love to know what you think of these picks and whether we're aligned, or if you would have gone in a different direction. Let's hear it down in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that like button, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I put out new Magic the Gathering ASMR videos every Monday and Friday. I truly appreciate all of your support, and I hope you have a wonderful day.